everyone, it's Samantha from Boulder City Library. Today we're doing a how not to burn toast quick bite. We have a hydroponics garden here at the library and we've been growing lettuce and basil. And yesterday we noticed it needed to be harvested. I had to get out the big bowl to harvest our lettuce. It grew really well, and then here's our basil. We're going to be making a quick and easy fancy sounding salad called a Caprese Salad. If you go to Italian restaurants, you'll often see these on the menu. They're normally slices of tomato, slices of mozzarella cheese, like the good mozzarella cheese, not the kind you grate and put on most pizzas, and basil and balsamic vinegar. So we're going to turn that into a salad using a vinaigrette that you can make in a mason jar, very easy, and use on all different types of salads. So this is a recipe that is easy for novices and tasty for those who are more advanced. So like I said, this salad is pretty easy. We have our lettuce right here. We have our mozzarella cheese. These are ciliegine sized. They are cherry sized, and I just cut them in half. You can buy them at the supermarket. Sometimes you can find them marinated, which would be also very good in this salad. And here we have our tomatoes. These are called Constellation tomatoes. They're basically just cherry tomatoes. They just look prettier, and they're a little bit sweeter. And then we have our stuff for our dressing. So we're doing a balsamic vinaigrette today, so I have obviously balsamic vinegar and an extra virgin olive oil. In all reality, that's all you really need to make an oil and vinegar dressing. However, adding things to it makes it tasty. So I make all my dressings in a mason jar. Why in a mason jar? Well, one, I can shake it so I don't have to whisk, and two, it's already in something I can put in the fridge. So this is just a normal sized mason jar. You can get them at any, well, pretty much you used to be able to get them anywhere. They're a little bit harder to find now that we're in COVID because a lot of people are canning. So in this I have, there we go. So there is Dijon mustard, there is honey, there is some garlic that has been minced, and there is some of our basil, which has been chiffonaded, which basically means that you stack a bunch of leaves, roll it, and chop it. Not too hard. So I'm going to add in my oil. And my vinegar. And put my lid on good. And then shake. That's it. You have a dressing. You want to add salt and pepper afterwards. Of course, you're going to want to taste it, which I've got a tasting spoon, so just a second. So I'm going to add in about half a teaspoon of salt and a couple of shakes of pepper. I don't add, a lot of recipes will call for a full teaspoon of salt. However, I find that a lot of Dijons are pretty salty, so I always hold back a little bit and then taste it and see if it needs more salt. Because you can always add salt, you can't take away salt. So we're going to shake again. And then I'm going to use our spoon to taste. Yep, it's good on salt levels. It's good on sweetness. So we don't need to add anything. I tend to make my dressings a little bit more acidic because it helps to bring out some of the flavors in things like leaves and greens and stuff like that. So now we're going to build our salad. Super easy. Lettuce, torn, mozzarella, and my tomatoes. And you might say, hey Sam, that seems like a lot of not lettuce. And it is. That's because a caprese salad normally doesn't have lettuce in it. So we're trying to mimic it, and so we want a lot of that other goodness in there. You can always add more lettuce if you want. And I'm going to put on some gloves because I'm going to have to use the best tools in the kitchen, which are your hands. So I always keep kitchen gloves in my house because I don't like having things on my hand. They come in handy when you need to put your hands in bowls of salad and mix them. So I'm going to pour a little bit of our dressing on there. You don't want to overdress this. And then I'm mixing. And honestly, if you feel like you've overdressed it, because I'm like, I might have put a little bit too much dressing in there, get some more lettuce. And I'm just tearing it up. I'm putting it in there and mixing it in. Sorry, I'm somewhat of a messy cook. So that's it. That is a caprese salad. You can then plate it up nicely. Super fancy. Maybe not. Make sure they can see the lovely tomatoes and other things in there. Something like this. Or you can just eat it and not worry about how it looks. So that's it. That's a caprese salad. You could serve this with chicken. It'd be really good with a grilled chicken in it. You could add crostini to it so that you have a crunch. So like a, actually I have some right here. So I cheated and I went out and bought them instead of, you know, actually making them myself. But you can get a baguette, cut them up, butter them, rub some garlic on them, and stick them in the oven for a while and make your own. So that's it. It's a super summer caprese salad. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you learned something new.